You are a cupcake sprinkled with coconut flakes. Do you remember exactly 1 year ago, friends? I do, because 1 year ago, Bitcoin had survey expectations plotted everywhere. I remember them. What did the crowd think would happen? The crowd, friends, the crowd, which is market positioning, the crowd believed that we would have a disastrous first half of 2023. They believed, or you all believed, with a big crash with crypto and with stonks. I've got to remind you that you are my Habibi. That's right. Don't ever forget it. Please don't ever forget it. The crowd's expectations are mapped on this chart here. Luckily for you that you like to subscribe bell button, or I drew it right here for you. Interesting. Isn't it interesting? That's what the crowd believed. And look, by the way, I drew it to a T. This is what the crowd believed, that we would have Richard Hart's 10 to 12K, and then it would be time to go up. Fascinating though, because when Richard Hart said we're going to go down, he got this whole part right, and it was the final 50% that was the actual killer. Why is it a killer? It's because people sold and they were so convicted it would happen, and then it went the other way. I want you to know, maybe, don't know 100%, but maybe, friends, when Bitcoin goes up, maybe we get an 80K and everyone thinks the final big move is going to come. And we're like, oh, we're at 80 or 90K. But that's when everyone's so convicted that the next move is going to come, it goes the other way. Maybe. Okay, because that's exactly what happens, right? Remember, I told you how many times, friends, we've got to go through this. I've written it for you right here. I've written it for you so many times. The only secret to markets is positioning. That's the secret to markets. There is a secret. It's called positioning. If you are aware of where the weakest hands are positioned, then you can watch their positions like a hawk. And if it starts to go the other way, you know there is a higher probability of an acceleration of the other side. When you have good news that comes after the market expects perfect news, the move isn't that big. But if you have good news after the market expects bad news, or we're going the other way. But remember, we're in crypto, everybody's bullish. So we're not going to get that right. Because we're like, well, what if crypto is expected to like change the world, but it changes the universe? That's how big the parabolic good news has to be to shift it to the other side, okay? Now, the crowd expected these poopy McPoop towns to go down, and we didn't. We went up, right? We actually did this. It's funny, I actually made videos on it a long time ago telling you, well, the crowd expects down only. We probably just go up and boring. It was interesting. Someone, I remember, a gentle sir, his name starts with J. A gentle sir said to me, well, if the market is expecting down only, shouldn't we go up only? And I said, no, my friend, because that would be very easy for the people who are long to just get out. The market doesn't work like that. I know it's just crazy how this game works, right? It's like, well, you're going to get rewarded, but it needs more time. And the bears are going to be punished, but they're not going to be punished enough to realize it until it's too late. Isn't it cool how the game works? So you're learning now, right? The crowd sucks. It's baked into the price. The crowd believed this first half of 2023 was going to go bad. They believed, well, we're going to have a big fat recession. Everything's going to go really bad. And then we're going to get a money printing bonanza and we're going to go up. You want to know something? A lot of people are also turbo long real estate. They need a US Fed pivot to happen, friends. I want to tell you something. They need a fast crash. You know that? You do know that. That's why you're my friend. I'm telling you right now. Keep your back straight. Keep your fluffy slippers on. The real estate people are long the real estate Ponzi. They need stocks to go down fast. They can't handle stocks going down slow. Because if stocks go down fast, you have a money printer bonanza. That's why I am confident stocks are not going to have a zombie virus type of crash. That's not coming for another like 15 years. We're going to get the pain. And the pain is sideways. Now, I don't know if it's exactly under this pattern, but you get the point. Because everybody is turbo leveraged long in real estate. And the only way they can get saved is with a big fat stock market crash where they print money, everything goes to zero. Oh, sweet, another 10 years of up only. That's the best scenario for them. Here's the problem with that. The problem is all the weak hands are already in. It's very interesting, right? You're probably amazed. You're like, how did we link crypto to real estate through this mechanism? Well, friends, there's weak hands and there's strong hands. That's the game. The crowd gets things wrong. And I know real estate has the weakest of weak hands of all weakness possible. It doesn't get rinsed. Now, you don't know when it's going to end. You just know at some point, once it starts going the other way, they're going to throw in the towel real fast. But wait for them to throw in the towel. So remember the crowd, right? The crowd wasn't just a bit wrong. They were completely wrong. Instead of going down to 10K, we went up at that extreme point. I remember, did many tweets, I posted for you many times. I said 30K is going to happen, not 10K. And it did happen, right? Sat through FTX. I was like pulling out my hair. I was like, it might not happen. Whoop, I got it right. That's all that matters. Okay. Now, price deviations for Bitcoin, right? The expectation of the deviations, they're not that far off anymore. You see, they're getting better, friends, because the crowd is now in the fourth cycle for Bitcoin. This is something you got to understand. In the early cycles of Bitcoin, the crowd, it had huge expectations. Okay, now I'll give you an example. You know when Bitcoin was 20K, people expected 100 at the top. There's a 5x multiplier. 5x. You know when Bitcoin was 65K, people were only talking about 100, 120K, 150K. You see, it's from 70K, it was about just another 2x needed. See this? This was you needed about a 5x. Now you only needed a 2x. And what am I looking at? I'm looking at the tippy to top, how far did the crowd think it would continue to pump? Now, of course, they're going to be wrong at every extreme, but you get the point. See how the number's getting smaller? Because the crowd's getting smarter. The crowd is getting more intelligent. The crowd learns. So the market learns, oh, what worked last time? I've got to adjust my expectations. I'm getting better at pricing things in. Now that Bitcoin's in the fourth cycle, this is exactly what's been going on. You're now learning, friends. Now you get to see, right? The market is more efficient at pricing in its range of expectations. Why? Because people, and you are a people, I've seen you. You're looking at me, you got your left hand on my right shoulder. You're staring into my eyes and you are saying, I understand liquidity, Metcalfe's law. I understand the mechanics of how things work now. Now, I might not fully grasp it, but I know you need a certain amount of dollars to come in. There are a certain amount of holders that can dump at any time. Correlation matters. Market cap matters. It needs exponentially more people as you get higher market cap. It's like taking a bite out of a cherry. If the cherry gets too juicy, people take a bite out of the cherry. That's how market cap is looked at. Which means there's a higher chance that if something's 100 billion market cap, there's a higher chance a larger amount of people will exit versus if something's only 10 million market cap. Because at 100 billion, there's more amounts of people who think they now have a retirement and they'll be scared of losing it. Whereas in that $10 million number, not many of them think. So you know that now. You've learned that now. Back in the day, friends, people didn't understand these. They didn't understand any of it. All they believed from the goodness of their heart was that crypto was here to change the world and Bitcoin was going up and Bitcoin is some sort of funky internet money and that we've solved money. That's all they believed. And because they turned their backs on charts and turned their backs on pricing and mechanisms, they were the ones who ended up buying the tops, hopefully not selling the bottoms, but they were the ones who ended up like giving the raging emotional money pricing on the way up. We don't get that anymore. All right. Precisely put, remember, people used to think that the crypto technology meant crypto prices could go up forever. I have shown you that they discovered otherwise. Remember, I've told you there are two sides of an equation, friends. There is demand, there is supply. Bitcoin is funky tech with the supply side. We saw the demand side. When it runs out, it really runs out. You get crushed. minus 90, minus 95, minus 99%. It doesn't matter what they do to supply. It doesn't matter how many coins they burn. You understand? Supply side, okay? Supply side equals tokenomics, coin burning, inflation, locking up coins, unlock schedules. You could even put staking. All these other biz-bez, jizz-jazz words, belly buttons, schmelly buttons. Doesn't really matter. All of that, delete. Doesn't really matter. None of it mattered, okay? It's all the demand side that really matters at the end of the day. But it was cool while the supply side mechanics and the imagination of investors were able to become the forefront of everyone's imaginations. That's how crypto went up in the first place, right? But the crowd's learning. You're all learning. Something's up. Look at this cute Peppy making pizza. I appreciate pizza, friends. Look, simply put, there's just less euphoria over time. Economists have written about it. Asset pricing bubbles. They've had stories and documentaries. People learn, man. You learn. There's less euphoria over time. People understand the mechanics. They understand the numbers. They start to see, for us to get these imaginarily high prices, we need to see A, B, and C. Right? So, for example, people now know what market cap is. People now know, all right, can Bitcoin teleport from 100K to a million? Yeah, it could. But what, 1% chance? Not 90% chance, more like 1%. Why? Why can't it teleport from 100K to a million? It's because each 50K is $1 trillion of valuation. $1 trillion. So you need an event. This is the crowd, right? The people know if Bitcoin is 100K in the future, they think, all right, should I sell something? Probably yes. Why? Because if there was an event happening right now to send us to 1 million, I would be seeing more countries adopt. I would be seeing money printing happening and people just auto buying from different governments. I would be seeing more spectacles around it. I would be seeing that. But you're not. And if it did happen, the amount of money that you're holding in it would be able to make up for it anyway. So people have learned. They're like, well, we can't just teleport from 100K to 1 million now. There's too many trillions of dollars that need to be added valuation, which means people have to push money in and for the market to accept it. You see? So yeah, people can put like hundreds of billions of dollars in to mark up the market cap of Bitcoin, but is the market going to accept it, friends? What that means is, are people going to like watch their portfolio and not click sell? Are they? Now, you know the answer to that is a big fat no. Because you know, at the end of the day, all the people holding Bitcoin, yes, it's very strong. Yes, it's blue chip. Yes, we love it. I'm just telling you right now, I don't trust Michael Saylor. I don't trust MicroStrategy. I don't trust all those people who got embarrassed by China and the Bitcoin ban in 2021. I don't trust them. I think they're offside a lot. I think they can't wait to get out. And I think when things stall, they're going to think twice about it. I also think these people are threatened by Ethereum and smart contracts. I've sniffed their chairs. The crowd's always wrong, friends. See, the crowd was bearish in 2022, December. I call it December. They got it wrong. They're going to get it wrong again. Don't forget, the people selling in the background when we go up, they're the ones you got to be watching. I want you to think about this. Have a look at the coins you're in right now. Are they bearish or bullish with expectations? Do you even know? This is the type of stuff you got to ask, friends. I can only do the ones I'm in. A lot of people just say, oh, well, we're going to go up. Okay, good for you. Most people, though, they won't be honest. Why? Because they need a certain big number to retire. They're saying, oh, it's great. We have to get this. Fans, honestly, just be honest with yourself. How many times have you just actually, don't even think about yourself. Go to my comment section. How many times people will appear in my feeds saying, we can't do this little number because I won't retire, or because that would be seen as an embarrassment, or this coin can't go up that much because that's too little, because the founder wouldn't approve of it. Come on, man. You wonder why you haven't made it yet. Those are the attitudes of people who are exit liquidity. Unfortunately, that's what it is. Okay, now you're here to hear the truth, friends. I'm not here to sugarcoat things for you. Here to tell you I'm here to play the game, here to win the game, very convicted. I know what I'm doing. I believe it. Come and sniff my chair sometimes. You will see it's squeaky. So we put the pieces of the puzzle together. I've shown you the crowd sucks. The crowd's wrong. I've shown you that the crowd used to be blinded by crypto technology. Now they understand it more. Now the euphoria is less. Now the disconnect between where the crowd thinks things are going and where reality is, that's getting lower as well. Before, it used to be like a 10x deviation between reality and expectation, R&E. Then it went down to 5x. Then it went down to 2x. Golly gee, I wonder what's happening, friends. And, there's people who still want to tell me that they're going to bet on it increasing in the next one. Good luck to you, sir. Good luck to you. I'll tell you one thing. The stock market has every answer you need, all right? Because the stock market, people guess every year, is it plus 6%, minus 4, plus 8? Yeah, it's never plus 380%. You understand? Over time, people learn the deviations and the expectations. Yeah, there are outliers here and there, but they're barely outliers when you look at the scheme of things. For example, if the stock market does plus 18% one year, that's an outlier. Did you know that? Did you know that? Plus 18% when everyone expected plus 7. Wow. Trash. All right? So, you've learned a lot today, friends. By the way, really nice quick pump. Nice, sweet, quick, juicy pump. If the crowd expects your coin to do anything over a 10x, the crowd is bullish for you. Don't try to tell me that if people expect the coin to do 10x, that it's only 10x. No, it's not, man. I don't know what planet you live on, but 10 times your money is a lot of money, all right? So there is nothing bearish about a 1,000% return. So where am I going with that? Well, if people believe your coin's going to do a 10x, they're not overly bearish. They're bullish. And I've just given you a very deep analysis about how the crowd gets things wrong and how the crowd is too bullish or too bearish. So if the crowd expects your coin is leaning on the 10x side, you probably got a lot of people bullish pricing in the future, which means the chances of you getting your multiple hundreds of X's in that, like a wild deviation, they get smaller and smaller over time. Now, you don't have to believe me. I don't really care. I know what I'm going to do when the time comes. Crypto is in its 4th cycle now. 4th. There are now 419 million holders of Bitcoin and altcoins. Markets getting more efficient and it's diminishing. Now that you've heard this, I want you to think long and hard. I know you like a long and hard, friendly show. Think about everything I've been telling you. And think about who's going to win at the end of the day. Is it going to be little Jimmy with his $12,000 praying for that 1, 2, 3, 400x? Is little Jimmy going to make it this time? I don't think so. I hope he does. I don't think little Jimmy's going to make it. You know who I think's going to make it? I think Jimmy's friend, Winston, I think he's a bit paranoid. I think Winston has seen little Jimmy get crushed every time in every asset cycle as a speculator. And Winston, he has win in his name. I think he is now prepared for a lower, diminished return. So what he did was, contrary to what the crowd told him, Winston put on his pants, touched his belly button, ate some jelly beans and said, I know my friends and family have told me that I've got too much crypto exposure, but screw them. I'm going to buy more bags. And I know it looks really bad right now, but something's telling me that little Jimmy isn't going to make it. But I'm going to make it because I increased my bag size. Don't forget, friends, we're also going to increase our friendship size. We are peanut brains together. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, or tell mum and dad, Winston has win in his name. Catch you in the next one.